Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jon Radford from Last Second Sports.
What's up?
Man?
What's up, CG, man? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate the invite. Dude, how you doing?
No problem, man. Doing good, man. Where they can find you at social media, man? Where they can find you?
They can find me on Twitter. That's my handle right there, at @rad_LSS. And then that's mainly about it as far as like social medias and, the YouTube channel. I do with my guys over there at Last Second Sports. You can catch us over there. So, yeah.
Yeah. The interesting part about you is you're like the one Lions fan that stands out in the group, man. I'm just like intrigued by that. But
appreciate
tell me what made you a Detroit Lions fan, man. Like you could have been a fan of Seattle or any other team, but what made you a Lions fan? Was it Barry Sanders?
I was born in Michigan. I was born in Pontiac, Michigan, like Pontiac the cars. I lived there until I was 12, so I grew up watching Barry Sanders. And as a kid, we made it, 1991, we made it to the NFC Championship until we lost to the Washington Redskins, so I just remember that moment. But I just grew up watching Detroit Lions football. I grew up watching Detroit sports, so just because when we moved at the age of 12 to Oklahoma, but that doesn't mean that my love for the Lions was ever going to change, even though I know we're not the best organization. I know we're down probably in the bottom tier as far as organizations, but my fandom's never going to change. So that's why I'm a diehard Lions fan, and I'm going to always be a diehard Lions fan. It's a new era right now. So that's why, to answer your question, I'm rocking with my guys.
No, it's good, dude. Like you keep your roots. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I even moved back to Texas. I'll still rep my Niners, even if I was from Dallas, bro. So it's like I get that same mentality. Yeah. So I can respect that. But what was it like during the offseason when you guys hired Dan Campbell, man? Did you kind of get pumped up about that hiring, or you were head scratching like, why did we even get this guy?
At first, I was head scratching. I'm like, Dan Campbell. I get that he was an intern at in Miami for a couple games, and then he was down there in New Orleans as an assistant and all that. But now I'm sold on him. I'm super pumped about Dan Campbell. He's got the team bought in. I know the guy's going to play a lot harder this year just because of Fatty P, Matt Patricia. Nobody wanted to play for him at all. So now I love the Dan Campbell pickup. I think we're going to win some games this year, including week 1. Oh, yeah. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, a new change of the culture. I guess Matt Patricia just couldn't do nothing. It's just like they say, don't hire anybody from New England because they don't always turn around the culture. So it's like,
right.
What was the interesting press conference about Dan Campbell that kind of caught me off guard a little? Like he was gonna bite somebody's kneecap.
Kneecaps, everybody, the kneecaps. He just raw. He's raw, and he's just feeding into the media, So I like the realness of him. That's what I do respect. He ain't super corporate. He ain't worried about biting his tongue. He gonna say whatever he's thinking. And I like that. He's very transparent.
Yeah, it's like especially with so what was interesting about this offseason that you liked about which player that you guys signed from the team in general? Like which player that when the Lions got him, you were like, hey, this guy can make a difference for us this year?
Free agent signing. The only person I probably really was Jamal Williams, running back from Green Bay Packers. But I like how we didn't shell out a bunch of money this offseason. We put a lot of all our players we signed are on prove it contracts, 1-year deals. You got to come in and prove to earn a contract. We didn't do like the old regime. We're going to sign you to a 3-4 year deal and overpay you. No, we want to see what you're about because we know we're in a rebuild mode. So we're not about to overpay some people and they just be stuck with us and we got to pay them all that money. But I think the draft was very well. I think this was one of the best drafts we've had. And I think we're just in the right direction. And then trading Matt Stafford. I never wanted to see Stafford go, but I feel like we got a lot for him. So, I mean, he can leave at that point. If we're going to get 2 first rounds, a third, and Jared Goff, he's a solid quarterback. I mean, he's been into a Super Bowl. So I think we're headed in the right direction as far as all the offseason moves we made this past offseason.
Okay, so yeah, you guys pretty much went on the cheaper bargain, but then you guys did get the running back from the Packers. So I'm wondering how it's going to work with DeAndre Swift and Williams. Are they going to split the carries, or is it going to be mostly him be the future back?
I think it's going to be split. From what I've been reading, it's going to be probably a 50-50 split or like a 60-40 split. And then probably they're going to ride the hot hand. Whoever's showing up that game, they're going to continue to ride them. Because they're two different type of running backs. Swift is a little bit more finesse. He's kind of good out the backfield. He can catch. Jamal Williams is more of a power back, one cut, get north and south, try to run you over. And he's really good at pass blocking also.
Yeah, that's one thing I've heard about him in Green Bay was he was a very capable pass blocker too, and he didn't get much of the recognition because they had Aaron Jones taking a lot of the carries. But now that, this guy like this confidence, man. I like how the confidence we feel. But Jared Goff, man, some people were thinking that it was either a downgrade or maybe a change of scenery. But I think with Jared Goff, he does have playoff winning experience. But I'm wondering if Dan Campbell can really get something out of Jared Goff. Maybe that it can prove the naysayers that Jared Goff didn't need Sean McVay after all. Like maybe that's the case, but we don't know. That's the one question mark that people are going to have to answer is as soon as Jared Goff plays, is he going to prove to be the guy for Detroit and be better without Sean McVay? That will be the one question mark that can be answered during the season.
I hope so. I hope he is because he's 25 years old. If he can prove that he can be our quarterback of the future, then we don't have to use these future first round picks on a quarterback. That just lets us put more pieces around him and make our team better. So I'm rooting for Jared Goff. I know Jared Goff's no Matt Stafford. I know he's not an elite quarterback, has an elite arm. He's just I would say like an above average quarterback. Nice little game manager, arm solid. So I'm rooting for him, obviously, because he's my quarterback now. And plus, I want to be able to use those future first round picks on other pieces besides a quarterback, because drafting a quarterback in the first round doesn't always end up hitting. There's been a lot of misses in the first round on quarterbacks. I mean, there's always misses in the first round, but it's just, I hope Jared Goff pans out for us.
Yeah, that's what you hope for because you just moved on from a guy who was a really good quarterback. Just couldn't. I mean, he was the guy that did take you guys to the playoffs, but just wasn't able to win it for you guys. But new change in the culture and Jared Goff. I'm just questioning, like, why did you guys not go aggressive at wide receiver in free agency? Like, why'd you guys didn't get any other guy who can help you a little bit? Like, I don't know, Tyrell Williams, I've heard of him, but he was only good with the Chargers, and I'm wondering what could make him really good with the Lions,
I get you there. Like, that's what we all are scratching our head, why we didn't try to go to get a big-time receiver. But honestly, only big-time receivers that came out in this year's free agency was Kenny Golladay, I would say Corey Davis, and Juju. And out of all those three, I only feel like Kenny Golladay is a true like number one. I don't really feel like Corey Davis has that number one potential. He's a good receiver. Juju's already proven he can't be the number one receiver because he's done nothing since AB has left. So far as like spending all that money on a second tier receiver, I believe that's good that we didn't go get one of them. So go get some guys who's known to be like the number threes for a bunch of teams and see if he can turn into a number one. Give him that chance to be that premier guy and see if he can step up to the plate. So I see why they didn't go out and splash and go give Juju a bunch of money and things like that. Just because this offseason, Devontae Adams is about to be a free agent. There's going to be bigger and better receivers coming out in next year's free agency. So I see why we didn't go do that.
Okay, but if you guys didn't do that, then why'd you have to wait until the fourth round to get a wide receiver from USC, which I think he might be an intriguing receiver?
St. Brown's going to be a good receiver. I think he's going to be our second best pass catcher this season because I think TJ Hawkinson is going to be the focal point. But we waited for the first to the fourth round just because they're doing something different. There's no need. I feel like a football team should be built from the inside out. Like you work in the trenches. So our first three rounds, we were in the trenches. We went and got our offensive lineman in the first, a defensive lineman in the second, a defensive lineman in the third. Then we got a big body corner, and then he fell to us because he had a second round grade. St. Brown, the receiver, he shouldn't have fell to us, but he did, and I think that was. I think we drafted beautiful. I'm all about building inside out. You start in the trenches, and then you get these skill positions because before the Lions want to draft 4 receivers every year and things like that. Like I think that's a terrible strategy.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the strategy that most teams would want to do is build an offensive line foundation, but would it make any difference for what kind of skill set player you can get? I mean, That's the one thing I may question a little bit about Detroit. Yeah, that's good that you guys are building on the trenches and you're building your offensive line. That's what you want to do with your quarterback. But doesn't Jared Goff need some weapons? But maybe we're just underestimating you guys a little bit. So maybe there's just a little bit of something that might give you something to look forward to, like for yourself as a Lions fan. But what's the main concern on your defense that you guys were able to address last offseason?
Our,
You know what I mean?
I know I got you. I feel like it's our defensive line. It's our pass rush because the Matt Patricia era, we couldn't generate any type of pressure, quarterback hurries, or anything like that. So this offseason, we went out and got 2 of the top defensive linemen in the draft. We traded for Michael Brockers for a 6th-round pick. And we kind of flipped our scheme a little bit. Now we have Trey Flowers coming off the edge in a 3-4 defense to go with Romeo Okwara. So we upgraded our D-line. We're going to get some quarterback pressures at this point. And then our secondary is young, but I believe our coaching staff that we brought in, Aubrey Pleasant from the Rams, who's coached up those that secondary, and then Aaron Glenn, who's a former DB who played at a high level in the NFL. He's our defensive coordinator. So I think they're going to coach up the young, talented secondary, and then now we have a good pass rush. So I think they address the pass rush, to answer your question, the most.
Okay. And as far as like the offseason of what you guys weren't able to do last year was you guys did address mostly your offensive line, which is pretty much more important than anything else. Because, of course, if you get your quarterback, you want to make sure he stays healthy. I mean, you guys got your Pro Bowl center, Frank Ragdoll, which I've heard about him being like really good. What was the most glaring need? I've heard like there was a lot of glaring weakness from your guys' offensive line, but you guys were able to address it from right there. But people are just still wondering when you guys are going to get that go-to guy. But who would be like your other slot receiver, like the other guy that would be like a sleeper that we need to watch out for? I know there's another receiver that we might not even know.
I think Quintez Cephas, he could have a good year. He's a kid that we drafted last year. He's a really good route runner. He's more of like a possession style receiver. He's not going to beat you deep, but he just runs really good routes and has good hands. I think that's someone we could everybody needs to watch out for. Everybody kind of knows who Tyrell Williams is. You know what you're going to get out of him. And then, I mean, I touched on St. Brown. I think St. Brown's going to have a big year. Big year. He's tough. He runs good routes, physical. He can catch. Hands are good. I think he's going to have a good year for us. But that's not even what Detroit's really coming out to do, though. We're going to come out and try to play ground and pound football and just hit you with the play action. We're not about to be throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game like we got Matt Stafford. That's what's about to change up. Like, no, we're trying to put Jared Goff in good timing situations, not having him make too many reads, and just get the ball out nice and quick on time. That's what we're about to do with Goff. Goff ain't got to win us games with his arm like Matt Stafford had to.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to change a little bit of your offense, but I guess Pandora was gonna say some was Pat. I guess you guys call him Fat Patricia, the worst Lions head coach.
Yeah, we've had quite a few terrible head coaches, but since I've been like an adult, like yes, he was terrible. Terrible. There was no need to get rid of Jim Caldwell, a guy who always had us 9-7. We had an 11-5 year with Jim Caldwell. Fat Patricia just ran all the talent that we had out of Detroit. So, yes, he was one of my worst coaches we've had. What is that, Will?
Oh, I guess he supports this guy because I guess he knows about this guy right here.
He's nice.
Yeah.
Quintez Cephas is nice.
So, yeah. So, like as far as like your worst situation, I mean, I guess going to the 0-16, there was just a little like back then, but I guess it shows to you that you're true to your team no matter what the record is. I mean, a lot of fans could have just switched teams after that like winless season. Like you see a lot of those fans just give up on it, but to you probably just stuck with it and didn't get
I'm riding with my team. I'm never leaving my Lions. I'm a diehard Lions fan, man. I got a lion tattooed on my arm. I'm a Lions fan through and through. 0-16 or whatever, I'm gonna stick with my team. I'm loyal. Like I'm not jumping like these Seahawks fans do and things like that. Everybody want to jump on people's bandwagons. Like, nah, nope. Like I tell everybody over that Last Second Sports that talks all that ish about me, I want y'all to keep that same energy. Once we turn it around, I'm at everybody's neck. Everybody's neck.
I like the attitude, man. Keep that same energy and stay real to the team. But All right, so for like the experience of your team, like what is your season prediction of your Lions? What do you see out of the season outlook?
So I don't think we're a playoff team. I'm a realist. I'm a real Lion fan. I don't think we're there yet. We're not a playoff team. I expect us to get 6 wins. So what is that? 6-11 now? I think we can go 6
Yeah.
and 11. The first win is going to come week 1 against your 49ers. I'm going to stay true to that. But we're going to go 6 and 11 because I know we're not a playoff caliber team just yet. Next season, I got playoff dreams. But no, 6 and 11. That's what I think.
So 6-11, so that's how you look at it because it's more like a rebuilding for you guys. But
Right.
as far as optimistic as a fan, I mean, I see like a lot of these this Dan Campbell hype. But if you want to ask me any questions about my team, I'm open for it too.
Oh,
You know, so.
that was next. I was about to ask you. So, what do you think y'all prediction for your season for the 49ers?
Prediction. I know a lot of them are kind of like predicting too high of the win record. I think realistically we can win at least up to 11 games, maybe 13 but I'm trying to like tone it down. Maybe I got to keep the same energy a little bit. We got to stay healthy. We got to play consistent. That's been our Achilles heels since Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach. When we had the talent, they just weren't able to stay healthy. They just weren't able to stay consistent. I mean, there's times where we did play with a lot of our guys' backups, and we were able to beat the Rams for some reason. Yeah, 13 games. I think some people are saying it could be, but I'm going with 11 because it's keeping it 100. I see this division being more of a dogfight because you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna fight. You're gonna go through a team like the Rams who got that Super Bowl ready team, and you got a team like Seattle who still can contend with Russell Wilson. Doesn't matter what kind of talent you put him. You can even put Russell Wilson with the Lions, and I think you guys will be a playoff caliber team because that's how good Russell can do for any other franchise. But
Correct.
if you look at the Arizona Cardinals, that's the one team we hate to play against, and they always come out better against us. So that's one thing. Yeah, healthy. Yeah, if healthy, we could. But the Rams, people just keep thinking it's a joke to not take them seriously. I think the Rams have a lot of pressure, and I like that they have a lot of pressure because the fact that they got Stafford and gave up a lot of draft capital to you guys and try to contend, that's the one thing I like is we could be the team that nobody wants to talk about. We can sneak in and make some noises there. But as far as like the overall season, I do kind of expect us to at least make some statements. I know that if we can play against you guys, I know you're going to say you're going to beat us, but I think in some ways,
We
might
are.
come a little, might come a little ugly. Might come a little ugly in the outcome because usually when it comes to the first game of the season, usually those good teams don't usually start out good at first and then they come out on a different way. But I see us blowing the brakes out of Green Bay. I see us blowing the brakes out of Green Bay. That would be the one statement of the season.
I hope y'all do. I can't stand Green Bay. And in the North, I hope y'all do blow the brakes out of Green Bay. So what offseason moves do you like by your 49ers?
Well, what off-season move I like so far? Off-season wise, the one good off-season I like so far was definitely the fact that we were able to. Well, off-season. I'm trying to think of a guy. Well, we did sign. We re-signed Kyle Juszczyk, which was important, but Trent Williams, we needed to bring him back, and that's what made it really important. But on defense, the one player I was more intrigued by was the fact we got him from the Colts, Tavon Wilson. I think he's the most underrated pickup. But I do like the Samson Ebicom. Samson Ebicom can be the nice rotational guy. He can be the guy that fills in. Like the Rams haven't really utilized him as much, but he's got that speed go route. But I think the one player that nobody's talking about as much is Arden Key, who just came from the Raiders, and
Mm-hmm.
he's looking good. He's looking good in training camp, and he did good in the preseason. So that might be the one sleeper guy that I'm hearing about. As far as offense, I like the fact we got Trey Sermon. I like that guy. He was good coming out of Oklahoma, but then went to Ohio State, and I think he was one of the most underrated draft pick that we got in the third round. I didn't even think we were going to get this guy in the first place, but I like the way we got him.
Are you on the Jimmy G train or are you a Trey Lance guy?
I don't want to choose sides because then they're gonna go on the
No,
fence on
no,
me. But
you
I
gotta
rather just
choose a side. No, you gotta pick a side right now. I need to know. You Jimmy G or Trey Lance?
I know some are gonna come at me with this one, but I rather go with what's best with the team in general. But if I had to choose, man, I'm gonna go with the Trey Lance, man. Trey Lance
Oh,
trade, man, because I just think that he's gonna be the guy, and he's gonna give us a lot of. He's gonna make this offense more explosive. But as far as the short term, Jimmy's our guy. But I'm gonna go with Trey Lance as the obvious answer, so people don't go on my case.
so are you truly with Trey Lance? Or you
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I wanted him. I wanted him in the draft. That was the guy I wanted in the draft in the first place. A lot of them were talking Justin Fields. A lot of them were talking Mac Jones. I said no, it's going to be Trey Lance because I watched a lot of his film. I watched the way he plays his offense, and this is exactly the kind of quarterback that Shanahan wants to run his offense with, and this guy does a lot. So it's like I like the fact that we address the cornerback position, which is a weakness, but it still hasn't really improved much. But I do feel that when you look at the fact that I just think that that was our main weakness was the secondary, but the depth is pretty much like the only thing that I feel it's a weakness. But we still have yet to address the strength. But we signed Josh Norman just recently, and I don't know if this guy still has it. You guys may want to you guys may want to hope that we play Josh Norman so
I
you guys
know
can get
he's
a
old.
chance.
He's old. He's old. Josh, I don't know why y'all brought him in. I mean, I think his years is way past him. Josh Norman's not good anymore. But
Yeah, I think ages wise, yeah.
y'all just lost who's the receiver y'all just who got put on IR? Who keeps
Jalen
getting
Hurd.
hurt? Has he played yet? I remember when y'all drafted
No,
him.
he hasn't played it down. That's what I look at, yeah.
He's in year 3, ain't he? Like I think he's like in year 3 now. He hasn't played it
Yeah,
down. I remember him.
and he's getting placed on IR again. Come on.
Oh, he's going to IR.
Yeah, for short term, I guess, to see what
Oh
happens.
gosh. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. So why do you think y'all gonna beat the Lions?
Why do you think we're gonna beat the Lions? I believe the fact we're gonna be able to do a lot of good play action plays. We might be able to run the ball effectively good. Depends on how you guys adjust. I think defensively we're gonna create some turnovers, and we've had the advantage with Jared Goff before. So Jared Goff is no stranger to us. I know you guys have a different regime. I know he's in a new team, but I feel that we know how to get to Jared Goff really good. And despite even if he did had Stafford, it still would be more like we still played the same, but it's a little different quarterbacks. I mean, Jared Goff is your like a game manager for you guys, but I feel like he makes a lot of critical mistakes when he plays against the 49ers. Like if you play Jared Goff in your fantasy football league, you don't ever play him against the 49ers because the fact that he doesn't really perform at his best, he folds under pressure. And I think that could be the only problem there. And I feel like our secondary should be able to lock in your receivers, even though you said that you got TJ Hawkinson's and Arthur St. Brown. I think that might be the one thing I might underestimate, but we got to wait and see how it plays out. But I think we'd be able to I don't want to make a statement and get cocky. So I'm going to just say it like this. I think we're going to curb stomp you guys, but if I'm wrong, I'll take accountability, man. You can call me on this one, but I'll take accountability if you guys win. Just
curb stomp. Okay. I don't see it going down like that, first off. I think what's the telltale of this game is going whoever can control the line of scrimmage. Because we're supposed to have a good offensive line, y'all have a good defensive line. We're supposed to have a good defensive line, y'all have a good offensive line. So I think it just depends on whoever run game gets established because I feel like we both teams have average quarterbacks. I'm not going to say Jimmy G's any better than Goff. I actually think Goff is better than Jimmy G, to be honest. So as far as relying on their arms to win the games, I don't think that's going to be it. It's going to come down to whoever's run game is going. Y'all do have the better defense. I think y'all are a more talented team than us, but I feel like any given Sunday, any team can win. So that's how I'm looking at it. And then we're coming out with a whole new offensive scheme that nobody knows we're running. The guys are going to be playing hard. We're going to be at home. Y'all are traveling to the East Coast. It just comes down if our offensive line is really going to show up like we rebuild it in our defensive line. If we can get our run game going and putting Jared Goff in just good situations to where we ain't got to rely on him making all these big throws, I think we have a shot to beat y'all. But y'all are the more talented team. I'm not going to sit here and say we're more talented, but I just think we have a shot at beating y'all. Just like I go into every week, I feel like we can beat any team. But week 1, definitely, because nobody knows. Y'all have no film on us, really. No film. Yeah, y'all know Jared Goff. Y'all, I mean, obviously he's coming from y'all division, But as far as the scheme and things like that, y'all don't know what we about to do. And then
Hey,
y'all
you got a good
secondary ain't the best. Y'all got a couple pieces. I like Verrett, and you got a good safety, but the rest of them, I mean, I feel like they can get picked on. And I'm not here to say that our secondary is the best, because our secondary can get picked on too. But it's going to come down to the run game. That's what I really truly is going to come down to.
That might be exactly what you said. It can come down to the running game. I know. Hey, but let me put it like this, man. If it comes down to the other way around, you can call me out for that accountability, man.
I'm definitely going to call you out. Curb stop? I couldn't get we're going to beat y'all by a possession, maybe 10 points. Curb stop? No.
Hey, that should be motivating you, man.
I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. You're not curb stumping my Lions. We weren't getting curb stumped last year. We got a better team than we did last, and they want to play this year. Like they didn't want to play for Fatty P. No, we're not getting curb stumped.
All right, I like to see that. I like to see that mentality. But hey, like you said, it's any given Sunday. You guys are the underdogs for a reason. But I think the problem with underdogs is they tend to surprise people. So maybe, just maybe, like you just said, in your own confidence, maybe there's a chance, like they say.
We're winning.
All right, man. I get it. So let's debate about what's like the one matchup that you really look forward to besides the 49ers? I mean, which team do you look forward to when your Lions play against, and why would you want to look forward to that one?
This season is when we play the Rams. That's why. I mean, is we going against Stafford. I'm about to see Stafford against his old team. So I'm really looking forward to that game because I low-key want to whoop the ish out of him. Like, you're not my quarterback no more. I got mad love for Stafford. That's who I grew up watching. He's going to go down as the best quarterback in Detroit Lions history, as he should. He did put up mad numbers, never won us a playoff game, but as far as stats, he put up stats. So it's that week we play the Rams. That's the game I'm really, really looking forward to. How about you?
The one I'm looking more forward to is this one game in mind that just has to this game to me is going to be like the game that most people want to talk about is the Niners versus the Tennessee Titans. I think it's going to come down to like a team with a better defense, a team with an explosive offense that could be matchup even. I think it's going to come down to who wants the line, the possession of running the ball or something like that. I think it's going to be a tough one. I think that's the one I'm looking more forward to is the Niners and Titans because I think it's going to bring a very physical type of game.
Mm-hmm. That actually, yeah, I didn't know y'all played the Titans here. That's going to be a really good game.
Ooh. Yeah, especially with our defense against Derrick Henry. That's the tough task right there. That guy's a beast. But I'm just saying,
Henry.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one game I look at, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's the kind of game I'm looking forward to because there's two good teams in this matchup. But the one that comes to mind is a statement against Green Bay. Let's just give them the smoke so they can go back. Yeah.
I think y'all can beat Green Bay. I mean, I know they got AR-12, but Green Bay's soft, and y'all are a good running team. If you run the ball on Green Bay, I feel like you always have a good chance to beat them. And I need y'all to beat them. Put an L on their record. So
yeah, we'll take care of that.
North team, you know what I mean? Go on and whoop them for us. Whoop all the NFC North teams if you could, please.
Oh yeah, can you take the Rams down, please?
I hope we do. I can't wait for that game. Do you think y'all are winning your division? You think y'all winning the NFC West?
That's going to be a tough one. That's a tough one, man. It's going to come down between. I think it's going to come down between the Rams and 49ers because it's more competitive. I know you can't sleep on Seattle too. That can be a change of scenery. What can happen later in the season? But then Arizona is kind of like a tricky team. Like it's that team you don't even see coming. So it's like it's anybody's guess. I'm not going to say we're going to win the division because it's too predicting, you know. But when it comes to 1 week at a time, I might just make a bold prediction and say it. But if I say I'm wrong about it, you know, I'll take it. You know, I'll take heat for it because I'm a man of my word. But when it comes down to it, I think this NFC West will determine who does good physically, like who wins their division, who wins. Like it has to depend on how they win the overall season. Like I think, for example, the Rams, they're just going to be a team that has a lot of pressure. The Niners, they're coming off injuries. They're coming off a 6-10 record last year, and we're coming off injuries, and we're coming off with some new faces on the team, and we're changing We're changing a little bit of the culture. So we're going to play a team like Arizona, who should have made the playoffs last year. They got the same talent. They gotten better throughout free agency and added some key players. So that's a team you got to watch out for. But when you look at the Seattle Seahawks, they don't usually make a lot of splashy moves. It's kind of like the way Green Bay and the Patriots do that type of stuff. So that's a team that you may say, oh, they're going to be last place. I don't think it's going to happen because Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll just know how to get something good out of Seattle. So it wouldn't matter who wins. I think it's going to be like a tricky one. It's a tough division. Anybody in that division can win it right now. That's the way I look at it.
I would agree. I think you're right, y'all. I mean, I think y'all have the toughest division in the NFL, but you don't really think y'all have a good chance. You don't think y'all gonna win it? I want to answer, CG. Like
I believe
I want to answer.
You're
around the bush. I want to answer. Are you gonna win the division? Yes or no?
I believe
I want to know.
I believe we can. I believe we can because the fact that we got to stay healthy. If we stay healthy, I believe there's no doubt in my mind we can win that division. It just comes down between the Rams. And I think since we owned the Rams for the last couple of years, I think it's anybody's game. So I say we do have a chance.
Okay, there it is. Thank you.
You're getting on I like your tough questions, man. I like your tough questions.
I just want to know. You kind of answer, but I want to know, are you taking first or not? That's what I want to know. Because I know the Lions, we're not taking first in our division. I see us at either third or last. I think we could take third because I think the Bears is the Bears. I don't believe in the Bears. So, yeah, there's my answer. Green Bay is going to win the NFC North. Minnesota will come in second. So, y'all are taking the West. That's your word right there.
That's my word. A healthy 49ers will win the West.
Okay. All right. I like that. Now, do you believe y'all can make it to the Super Bowl? A healthy 49er team. Do you think y'all can make it to the Super Bowl?
A healthy 49ers team? Man, if we do exactly what we did in 2019, I can see it happen once again. It's just you just said a healthy 49ers team, the complete healthy team. That team was scary from 2019, a healthy team from 2021 with the same bye. I say we're going to go all the way.
Okay. See, I got y'all going to the NFC Championship and losing to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's going to be the Bucs. They're going back to the Super Bowl again. But at least a healthy 49er team I do have going to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, it's realistically like the way it is. Like I can see it come down to Tampa Bay too, but like the way you were saying, if a healthier team, I seen it happen from 2019, but it may be different when we play Tampa Bay because it's Tom Brady's team. So you got a good point there. So that can be what you're saying right there. Yeah. So your prediction of your season, you said you guys are going to win at least 6 games. So what's there to look forward to after that? Because, I mean, Dan Campbell's going to have to build that foundation, but what do you expect? I know it's too soon to predict. I know. But as far as like your team in general, you want to be spoilers? Do you want to spoil teams' chances to make the playoffs like the Bears? Do you want to take them out of the equation? Like go on a high note?
I'm not really worried about no other team but the Lions. So 6-11, that's gonna have us a top 10 draft pick. We're in a rebuild. Like this year to me is just I want to make sure people are developing. I want to see some growth in the defensive line, our young secondary, because all our corners, I think our oldest cornerback is 25 years old. So I just want to see some development in those players. Like I want to see people playing hard, offensive line looking good like they're supposed to be on paper. Hawkinson turning into that like top tier tight end, like the Kelseys, the Kittles, the Wallers, things like that. And then go into the offseason and have another good offseason. But this next offseason, I would like to splash for Devontae Adams because Devontae's gone. I would love to give Devontae Adams his $20 million a year he wants or whatever, because at some point you're going to have to get Goff some weapons. Because me personally as a fan, I'm giving Goff a pass this year. This year, I'm not going to really count this against you because you said it. We don't have really too many good receivers. Like that's our weakest point. We probably have the worst receiving core in the NFL. So long as Goff's not going out there throwing no 20 interceptions and fumbling and things like that, he's still cool in my eyes. But then the following season, that's when I'm going to be like grading Goff. Like, okay, so now we need to know if we need to use a first round pick. So I don't have high expectations this season. It's the following ones to come.
Yeah. My expectation for this year is the development of Trey Lance. Pretty much it's gonna be Jimmy's team, but it's gonna be an evaluate for Jimmy because this is Jimmy's last year. And sure, maybe the expectation of this healthy team could maybe get us to the NFC Championship or maybe Super Bowl, but I'm not like those Cowboy fans, like you were just getting me on that tricky question. So, I had to just you were getting on me on that one, man. But let's put it like this, man. I just want to see Trey Lance be able to develop right and play and be ready. I don't want this guy to be thrown the fire. The expectation for this 49ers team is to make it to the playoffs and build this foundation. Whether we don't make it to the Super Bowl or not, I want this team to come back the next offseason a lot healthy, a lot more competitive, a lot determined to prove something, and a lot more better than it was, because I want to see what this kind of defense will do under DeMeco Ryans. I'm wondering if he's still going to even be here next year because he might even be a head coach candidate because this guy is somebody that people need to watch out for.
I remember DeMeco Ryans, linebacker for the Houston Texans. I remember him.
Yep. He's a leader, and players are buying into him. That's the one thing that a lot of players are really buying into. No offense to Robert Saleh, but it seemed to me that they really like what they see out of DeMeco Ryans more than what they saw out of Robert Saleh. Saleh was a very respectable person, but I think a lot of his scheme was a little bit vanilla-ish. But then last year, you got to give him credit where it's due. With the lesser talent, we were still able to have a top 5 defense with a lot of those injuries. A lot of those injuries from our key players, Nick Bosa, D Ford, and a lot of those players who went on IR, we were still able to manage to make it in the top 5 defense, which is pretty impressive. I'll give him credit where it's due.
I didn't know that. That is impressive. What do you say? You're asking you pussy. Win the Super Bowl. Are you winning the fantasy football league? Yes. I know I'm winning the fantasy football league. What you mean? Yes.
Of course.
I'm not beating around the bush. Yes, I'm winning it.
I got to have you more often, bro. You're a good one on those questions.
What you mean?
You're rattling me out.
Yes. So who wins the Lions O-line or his D-line? We're gonna see. Obviously, I'm gonna say the Lions O-line, but I'm a realist. I know the 49ers D-line is top tier. And I think this is the best matchup for the Lions. I really do, because we're boasting and bragging about our offensive line, and we've improved our defensive line. So, okay, we're going to put y'all to the test. You about to go against that 49ers good offensive line and that elite 49ers defensive line. So I think it's a great week 1 matchup just to see to where our team is going to be, because our O-line is about to get tested from week 1. I love it. We're getting tested. Our D-line is about to get tested. And that's going to really set the tone for the season. If we come out and punch y'all in the mouth, that's going to be a huge confidence booster for our team, for our young players. Okay, we just banged with the 49ers, who's supposed to be a top tier team, an elite team, and we gave them all that they gave them and came out with the W. Okay, we can beat some fools. So I like the week 1 matchup. I'm happy we playing y'all week 1. Love it.
You embrace tough competition, and that it boosts his confidence when you beat a team like us. That's pretty much what you see out of anybody. If you can come up with a win against this type of team, that's got to be momentum right there.
That's
but
huge.
As far as all that, I'm adding it to the checklist. Dude, everybody's starting to like how your attitude is, bro. I think you're just one of those most I never seen a fan come up with these kind of questions, bro. You're like Stephen A. Smith coming up with the questions.
No, I'm nothing like Stephen A. No.
I know
CG, man. I mean, I'm happy I came on, man. I appreciate the invite. I'm always down to collab and jump on other people's channels and things like that. Always.
Yeah.
Love, man.
Yeah. It was hard to find me a Lions fan. It was hard to find me a Lions fan until I saw Last Second Sports and I saw this guy. I'm like, you know what? I got to get this guy in.
And I'm a realist. I know what he is. I'm not about to sit there and say we win in a Super Bowl. Nah, but I do love my team. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I can respect that, man. But everybody else, man, it seems like this is the most vibe that I've seen out of my stream, man. I like how you were getting on me to the questions, and
because you're trying to beat around them. You're trying to beat around. I want a real answer. I don't need you going left to right. No, shoot me straight. Are y'all gonna win the division? And you said y'all gonna win it, but you're not gonna curb stump us. That's the only thing you're not gonna do. I'm not going for that one. That's the only comment. No. Oh, TJ Hawkinson's in the building.
That's a troll.
I know. TJ Hawkinson's in the building.
Hey, where's your boy Don Burr, man? I want to see him come support you.
I keep hearing about this Don Burr guy. I don't know who Don Burr is. Who's the Don Burr? I don't know him.
He's a Lions fan just like you, but he's like that he's like that Homerish guy I've seen on Grant Cohn's.
Oh, he's kind of wild. He's wild.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen Grant Cohn's
oh yeah, I go on there sometimes.
Yeah, but if you check out that one Lions fan, it says Don Burr, and he comes on people's streams all the time. He trolls a lot.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know the Don Burr character.
What's on Dan Campbell? Do you take him serious as a long-term solution of that? I mean,
I do. He has our team. I know he hasn't won a game for us yet, but he has the team bought in. He's built a whole new culture there. Everybody's buying into what he's preaching, and I like it. Now let's just have it result to some wins this year, but then those following years, like we're gonna be needing to make the playoffs, and I feel like he can do that. He can get us there just because his attitude, his mentality. He's a player's coach, because that's all a head coach is. Just, I mean, you're just a leader of men. You're not calling the plays. Some head coaches do call plays and things like that, but no, you just need to get people to buy into the culture and buy into the system. And let everybody else control the plays, play calling, and things like that. You just got to be able to maintain that locker room and things like that. Have them practicing and playing hard for you. So, yes, I am bought into Dan Campbell right now.
Oh, yeah, Dan Campbell, that's like the system. I guess this guy doesn't like Cowboys, but yeah, I guess this is too easy for Niners landslide. Oh, they're picking against you, man. Oh, man.
I mean, as they should. I mean, I'm in the enemy territory right now. They better be saying we're going to get whooped, but we're not. I'm here to let y'all know. See?
Yeah, I like your confidence, man. I like that you're still having that same core with your team, and that's fine. You know, underdog mentality. Let them write you guys down. Maybe I might be like chewing out of my mouth, or what is it like saying so much out of. Yeah, maybe that's what could be.
Y'all ain't curb stomping us, bro. It's not happening.
Hey, but take it as motivation. Maybe that will backfire me. We'll see.
I hope so.
But yeah, your screen is pitch. Oh, that's what we're doing, because I don't have like the other background of the Lions and Niners, so I'll pretty much do it next time we do that next collab. But I guess everybody's I guess Pinor said he does like Dan Campbell's attitude, but he wished him luck. So I guess in some ways you do want to hope for the best for the guy, but never understood why he didn't get a job in Miami. He wasn't he like he was interim. I was surprised he didn't even get off the tag, but I guess, hey, it is what it is.
Right. We got him now. We'll take him. Take him.
Like, so anytime you guys get some wins, are you going to bite somebody's kneecap?
Nah. No. I'm not.
I just thought it was funny.
It was a live little presser, but no, I just like how he's super raw with the media. Like, hey, give them what they want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he did play for the Lions too, so he was a part of that 0-16 year.
Yeah, he was. I'd rather not talk about that. I'd rather not talk about that 16 years, okay?
Oh, now this guy's asking me who's your favorite. Oh my God.
Who's my favorite LSS member? Me.
Oh, okay. You pick yourself. That's the way it should be.
Me.
Yeah, you.
Nah, I got love for all my guys over there, man. I love everybody over there. It's nothing but love. But I'm my favorite.
You're like the one. You're the one that comes up with the questions, man. You're just shooting me right in, bro. And I like that, man. Sometimes I need to wake up myself. Sometimes I gotta wake up and. Yeah.
Are you? So you're on the West Coast also, huh?
Yeah.
You in Cali? You're out in Cali?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm up here in Portland, Oregon. So I'm out here on the West Coast.
Portland, Oregon. How you like the West Coast down there? You kind of miss the roots of Detroit, or you just like?
No, I love the West Coast. I'm not the biggest fan of Portland, Oregon, because it's always raining, but no, I like the West Coast vibe. I've been out here 11 years, 12 years. So no, I like it.
Okay, man. Like I get the hang of it because I was born in Texas, so I had to get the hang of this West Coast stuff.
Okay.
So, a lot of this vibe, a lot of this stuff. I mean, you get a lot of this hot, windy weather. Sometimes it gets cold. You know, that's just how Texas can be a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it gets. Like, you know. But what's it like to be a Lions fan and see a lot of these Seattle fans? What is it like? Do they ever get to you like that or no? Because I've had to deal with Raider fans and a lot of other fan base.
I feel like Seattle fans are fake, to be honest. Like when they win in, you'll see a bunch of 12 jerseys and this and that. But then when Seattle goes through a slump, you don't hear nobody talking about Seattle. I don't really respect Seattle Seahawks fans just because they could probably not even name anybody when they went to the Super Bowl back in the day and played the Steelers. Like they just jump on. I think they're bandwagon fans, to be real, to be honest. Now, if you ever go to a game up in Seattle, that is one of the loudest stadiums I've ever been to, because I went and watched them play my Lions in the playoffs a couple years back. I think it was like 2016, 2015, 2016. And that was a really loud game to where I had to like cover my ears sometimes. So they do get crunk up there in CenturyLink, but the ones that be floating around here, I think they are just fanboys. They ain't real fans.
Yeah, we get a lot of those flip offers. I know a lot of people would say majority of our fan base is, like very little of our fan base can be like that. But then you got a lot of those. We see a lot of these Rams fans, that old school Rams. You know, I've seen quite a few of the realest Rams fans, but then you don't, like, they're coming out of the blue, and I'm like saying, okay, you're getting all excited because they're back in LA. Weren't you? You didn't support them when they were in St. Louis? I don't get it.
I feel it. What did Pioneer say? I think Rad would choose Payday since they get into it. I mean, I got love for all of them. But yeah, me and Payday get into it the most. My guess is Jesse. I got love for all of them. Jeff, Jesse, and Payday.
Yeah, they're good. I like you guys' segment. You guys got a good show. You guys debate. It's like when I see the both of you. I mean, if it came down to the Broncos or the Cowboys, I'll even consider those two guys. I'll consider Payday Dre. I think he might even give me the tougher questions like you are.
He would.
And then,
he would.
Yeah, that's part of what I like. I like a little healthy debate, man. And hopefully in the near future, we could definitely collaborate, man. I just feel like I got to bring a little something different to the table. And I think some people were getting intrigued by the way you were coming at me with these questions, man. That's good.
We're going to recap week 1. I'm coming back next week.
Oh, yeah, next week. All right.
I'm coming back next week. We're going to talk about this game. What do you mean?
All right.
You think I'm going to come in for the pre-show and not come back for the recap? Oh, I'm coming back because we got that W. Right. I'm going to let you hear it.
All right, man. I get it. So pre-game reaction to the game recap, we'll definitely keep it in mind. Just give me we'll set it up. So if anybody else got any more questions, I appreciate this guy. I mean, I got to say, he's like one of the most intense fans I've seen.
I appreciate you having me on, man. I do. When he said we want,
hey, you got the best hair because you got all that.
I got them dreads, man.
You got them dreads.
Dreads. Yeah, I appreciate I do got the best hair. You're right. Long hair don't care, club.
You got the lion's hair, bro. You got the hair like the lion.
Right. I do. You're 100%.
Yeah, if there was like a real definition of the mascot, like a real life version of the Lions fan, that would be you, because you got the hair like the lion, and you got that feisty like a lion.
I'm a real Lion fan, through and through.
Yeah,
0-16, don't matter. I ain't never seen a Super Bowl in my lifetime. Doesn't matter. Partner said, what was my thoughts on Java Best? Java Best, I thought, was a solid running back, but he had a bunch of injury flags. He had those concussions coming out. I believe it was coming out of Cal, and then he showed some explosiveness for us, but he couldn't stay healthy. Just another wasted late first round, early second round draft pick by the Lions organization. Like, we can never hit on our second round draft picks. Never. It's terrible. But I did like him, Pinor.
I thought he was a good all around back, but I guess he couldn't stay healthy. But when you guys picked up Reggie Bush, he looked like he turned around his career a little bit.
That was since Barry Sanders. That's one of my favorite running backs we've had. He did some good things for us. Bush did play solid.
Yeah, he played solid for you guys.
I don't think his career was like what everybody thought it was going to be. Because to me, Reggie Bush was I think he's one of the greatest college running backs of all time. And he didn't live up to that in the NFL, I believe, my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he was too much hype. Coming out of USC, everybody was expecting him to be like the next Marcus Allen or the better back out of all of them, but it was too much pressure. It's like Reggie Bush, when you watch this guy in college, he returned kicks also. He was effective. He was an elusive runner, a good receiving back. Mm-hmm. Everybody was praising this guy as a top #1 pick. And dude, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted Reggie Bush, but unfortunately, we were at the number 6 pick or around there, and we weren't able to get him. So we eventually got Vernon Davis, who turned out to be a pretty good tight end.
Running
It is
game
what
was
it is.
solid. He was solid. What he said, do you think the Lions will need a mobile quarterback soon? I don't know. I mean, a mobile quarterback, he got to be able to make some throws also. Like, yeah, everybody wants a dual threat quarterback, but if your mobile quarterback can't make all the NFL throws, then like, nah, I don't want that. Not at all.
Yeah, definitely. Mobile quarterbacks can be a little risky. They can tend to get hurt from time to time or be a little costly. But okay, here's another one. Would you still pick Sewell if you can redo the pick?
Yes, 100%.
Who would you
100%.
want it?
I want Sewell. If I can redo the pick, I want Sewell again and again.
Oh, okay.
I know
He
his
was
pass
considered.
blocking's been shaky, but he can still, his run blocking's amazing. And people got to understand he played left tackle his whole life, and now he's playing right tackle. It's a whole different ball game on that side of the ball. Your kick slide's different, balance is different. So he has been struggling against the pass, but he's shown a lot of good when it comes to run blocking. So yes, I still would have taken Penei Sewell. I love the pick.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be the guy for you guys to protect for many years to come. And sometimes they're going to have shaky starts, but then they'll turn it around at the late in the season. That's what usually happens with a lot of these players. Like they have to get the speed of the game and understand how they play this game. Sometimes it may take them the first season, like where they get the first couple of games, they might get a groove, but then it might take them midway to the season, and that's when they'll start getting their confidence in and get better at that position.
Right.
As the season goes on, that's how they do it.
Any more questions? Nah, that's it.
All right, any more questions? But it looks like we're getting to the bottom of it. But everybody, okay, wait, what made I think you already. I guess
I was born in Michigan, Pioneer. I was born in Michigan, litter till I was 12 years old. So that's how I became a Lions fan, watching Barry Sanders. I went and watched him play in the Silver Dome. That's how I became a Lions fan. I grew up in Michigan.
So you grew up in Michigan, but one player that stood to you was Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I mean that's the greatest running back of all time. 100%. Barry Sanders.
Can't disagree. He's a great back. So okay, what made me a 49ers fan? Growing up, I mean, moving down from San Jose, being able to watch training camp from that time where they would have it at Santa Clara, I was able to at least enjoy watching Steve Young in my early years, and he was a guy that I liked to watch. Terrell Owens was at another level. I just fell in love with the game because the fact that TL made the game so fun. His celebrations, his little cockiness. I know some people were getting rubbed off by the guy, but I was like, man, this guy makes the game look fun.
Right. T.O. was a great receiver. So thank you both. Thank you, Barry Sanders. Is a glitch.
Yeah, thank you both for you have a great day. Football is back. Yeah, I'm pumped. And recapping, you can book it.
We'll
recap. He's gonna come with an explanation, or I'm gonna have to come with an explanation.
Correct. We'll link up next week, this following week, here in a couple of days.
Yeah, we can do that.
And I do appreciate the invite, man. I'll be back next week. We can do it. It was fun.
All right, for sure, man. For anybody else, me and Last Second Sports, Jon Radford is out. Oh, does he have a channel? He's on Last Second Sports.